All right, everyone. Greetings from and the starting group for Chicago.
Trey Lyles is out there with Rashawn Holmes. And it's Josh Giddey. Then there's Anthony Simons. And it's Buzelis in at the 3. And for Brooklyn, we've got Sharp, Dimon out there with Traore. Then it's Williams. And it's Minot in at the 4. Here we go, Grant. This is game 1 of this series between these two squads.
I can't wait, B.A. It should be very interesting. These teams might not want to show their whole hand in game 1. Keep some surprises up their sleeves.
Now here's Giddey. Misses the 3. Here's Traore. Giddey defends. And yep, it's good.
An aggressive move. Takes it strong, and there's no help defensively.
Here's Lyles. And a miss there on the triple. Pass to Williams. From deep. Buzelis grabs the board. For Chicago, they've... Oh! Big finish!
I mean, he's just so electric. Simons putting on a show.
A terrific view of that move captured on the connected cam, thanks to AT&T. Here's Traore. They look to him to score consistently, averaging around 13.5 a game. From the high post. Misses off the right iron. Chicago has gone 0 for 3 from downtown. Chicago passing it around. And here's Simons outside. Drains the triple. Simons got his second basket of the night.
You can't give Simons any room from that corner spot.
Well, Grant, last season, the Nets retired number 15, the jersey of Vince Carter.
Yeah, half man, half amazing. In his half-decade in New Jersey, making 3 All-Star teams, 2 as a starter, and joins his former teammate Jason Kidd amidst the 7 jerseys we see hanging above us.
Here's Traore. Williams on the wing. Pass to Traore from behind the arc. Here's Sharp. Nice start for him, sinking his first shot.
Attacking in the painted area. Clearly that was their game plan coming in.
High-tight Giddey. Shoots over Dimon. And it's Giddey missing.
Clean look from mid-range. Coach will probably want to run that play again.
The offensive rebound. That one no good. Chicago trailing here. Simons finds Holmes. Here's Lyles to the right side. Three-pointer, Buzelis. The rebound by the Nets. Minot's got 4 rebounds now.
So far, rebounding has been a focal point for them. And that's why you don't give up on the glass.
Man, his efforts well rewarded right there.
Well, that's what he does. He makes an impact with his activity on the boards.
Back to Simons. Pass to Lyles. And again, no good by Chicago. Nets leading by 3. And we're just over 3.5 minutes into this first quarter. And it's Dimon missing.
Just terrible defense. I don't know how he missed that shot.
Simons passes to Holmes to the left side wing. Now here's Simons. 5 points in the game. 5 on the clock. They get back on track. Nails it from beyond the arc. Simons has got 8.
Well, you can't give Simons a look from 3. He's a knockdown guy.
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn. They're moving on after the tough loss at the hands of the Pelicans.
That's a game they'd like to put in the rearview mirror. They know they treated it a little too lightly.
Yeah, but what matters now is how the team responds to a loss like that. That's what makes this a big game for them.
And the Bulls making a change here. Tice is checked in for Holmes. Knox comes in for Lyles. Joseph is checked in for Giddey. And it's Morris in for Simon. Brooklyn shooting their first free throw of the night here. And the free throw no good, but they'll get the ball back here.
Abaji. At the line, 1 time.
There's a minute 47 left in the first quarter. Saraf for 3. And it's Chicago with a board.
Already +5 in terms of rebound margin.
Morris for 3. And no good. Brooklyn shooting only 31% to get this game underway. Here's Saraf, guarded by Morris. Saraf can't hit.
The contest plus the board. A full defensive possession from him. Great effort.
Tice finds Morris. Here's Knox. And that misses. That would have put him up. And the Nets with possession here for 3. Dimon. This is another. He's 0 for 4.
He is really scuffling this quarter offensively. Perhaps a little frustration setting in.
Here's Saraf, guarded by Morris from downtown. And it's Dimon missing.
Yeah, not at his most efficient this quarter. He's got to work on finding high percentage shots.
Ooh, anticipated the pass. It's a turnover. It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Abaji, pass to Claxton. Here's Abaji. Nice start for him, sinking his first shot.
Well, you love the unselfishness. Makes the next pass and enables his team to capitalize on the possession.
And that one's good. Knox.
Well, you love assisted hoops. That's good offense.
So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game.
10. The Bulls, 11.
And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter. We'll see what happens here in the second. And guys, what's your take on the Bulls so far?
Oh, what a first quarter. You love their willingness to make the extra pass.
Yeah, it's the kind of offense every coach loves to see. Selfless and smart.
On the court for Chicago, Corey Joseph out there with Anthony Simons. Then it's Daniel Tice. Then it's Trey Lyles. And it's Knox in at the 3. Sinks it from distance.
Well, clearly some sort of defensive breakdown there. He is not the kind of guy you give room to at the arc.
Right side, Williams. That won't go for him. Now 0 for 2. Bulls leading by 4. Chicago passing it around. There's the triple. And that one's good. Joseph has gotten himself going with a triple. His first basket of the game. And Daniel Tice picks up the foul. That's his first foul for Chicago. Rashawn Holmes comes in for Lyles. And it's Josh Giddey in for Joseph. Oh, and a fast break for Chicago. Pass to Tice. The 3. Brooklyn pulls it in. Poke loose. Williams from long range. Brooklyn, no good that time either. Chicago has gone 2 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the second. And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Well, the Bulls are going younger. Coach Billy Donovan said, we don't want to be just stuck in the middle. There's no question about that, but it's always about the integrity of competition. The building out part is identifying guys that are going to help us move forward. PA, back to you.
Taking the long view. All right, Allie, thanks for the report. There's Tice with a 3. The shot comes out. Nets trail by 5. Trying to find a spark here.
Yes, indeed. A rough stretch offensively. They could really use a basket.
Pass to Holmes. Now here's Tice. Let's go with a 3. Claxton with a rebound. Claxton's got 4 rebounds now. All right, for those just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second.
And once he gets to the rim, it's fairly automatic.
Nothing fancy right there. Just takes his 2 points, moves on. And again, no good by Chicago. The Nets have gotten just 2 of 6 field goals to go in the second.
He can really read the floor. Precision pass and rhythm.
And it's Simons with the ball for the Bulls. Their last encounter was in Chicago.
They were out-hustled on the boards the last time these teams met. That's his second triple this quarter after hitting one earlier. This is how you space the floor.
And that's a foul called on Richaun Holmes. That's his first foul of the game. The Bulls making a switch here. Buzelis has checked in.
On the court.
Wolf passes to Sharp. Oh, deflected. To the middle. Williams against Tice. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Here's Knox. 9 points in the game. Jacks up a 3. Sharp grabs the miss. Sharp's got 6 rebounds in the game. Williams on the wing. From outside, off the mark.
I mean, he's trying to shoot his way out of what's becoming a prolonged cold streak.
Yeah, I get it, but you don't want him forcing things. It's better to get your shots within the flow of the offense.
And after putting it down, he dangles from the rim a little.
Man, that's borderline taunting right there, Grant. They're playing with a certain swagger right now.
And this kind of play is only going to grow their lead, holding the other guys down on defense and converting on the turnover.
Stan, when you look at Josh Giddey's game, how would you best describe it?
Well, B.A., he's a triple-double threat. Taller playmaker, sees the floor well, can rebound. I love his versatility.
Here's Buzelis. They lead by 8. Biggest lead of the game. Fires the 3. And the Bulls get it back. Pass to Knox. Three-pointer. Williams grabs the board.
The shooter thought he had enough space, but the defender was right on him.
Yeah, he may have had space, but the defense did a nice job closing that gap quickly. And he's still scoreless in this quarter. And at this point, they can use every point they can get.
Simons passes to Giddey. Now Tice. There's Simons with a 3. Brooklyn pulls it in. Minot's got 5 rebounds in the game.
Well, so far, he hasn't had the same luck from deep in this quarter.
Williams from long range. Rebounded by Knox. Knox has got 4 rebounds now. Here's Giddey. A chance to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. To end the run. And he'll draw the foul. He'll head to the line for 2. It's on Daniel Tice.
The defense there doing whatever they can to protect the rim.
Brooklyn shooting their second and third free throws tonight. Chicago making some changes. Lyles, he's checked in for Tice. Joseph comes in for Giddey. And it's Morris in for Knox. No good on the second free throw. Bulls leading by 7. Pass to Buzelis. Out of bounds. It'll be Brooklyn's ball.
That's a careless pass and a wasted possession. That's just unnecessary.
Richaun Holmes.
And Brooklyn has possession. Here's Demon. Here's Abaji over Buzelis. And again, it's the Nets missing. And the ball out of play. The Nets will have it.
Basketball.
And so it's Chicago closing.
Your Nets. 17. Chicago.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal and the Jet, Kenny Smith. Let's get to it. It was a closely contested first quarter for Chicago. They ended the period holding on to a slim 1-point lead. And that should do it with the second half.
Well, for those just tuning in, thanks for being with us. Second half of this game still to play. And it sure seems like post-play has evolved quite a bit over the past decade or 2.
Yeah, it really has. I mean, there aren't many big men who operate only on the low block anymore. But if they do, they're considered throwbacks.
We've got Tyre Williams. Toure out there with Dimon. Then there's Sharp, and it's Minot in at the 4-man position. And that's the group for Jordi Fernandez as we begin the second half.
He drops yet another dive, just facilitating this offense like a maestro.
Toure can't hit.
Well, he's got the green light in that situation. They want him taking that shot, even if he didn't get it to go.
Pass to Buzelis. Chicago passing it around. Out of bounds. It'll be Brooklyn's ball. And now a peek at some of the players competing for a spot in the dunk contest. All of them true dunk artists who can do some spectacular things in the air.
And I can't wait to see what these guys have dreamed up this year. The level of athleticism and creativity that goes into this contest is what makes it so incredible to watch.
Hey, look at Buzelis. And I could see him moving even higher up in the ranks. He's certainly a talented guy up in the air.
He is for sure, but this list is just packed with real aerial artists. This dunk contest is really going to be something special.
So that's how things are currently looking for the dunk contest. But of course, we'll update you with the latest news as we receive it.
And as this lineup starts to take shape, this event is only getting more and more exciting.
Nick Claxton, he's checked in for Brooklyn. Pass to Williams. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Williams. And now the first timeout called here for Chicago.
And your next U-Net team.
Joseph is checked in for Simons. And while we have a second, let's take a quick peek at the rebounding numbers for Nicholas Claxton.
You know, a trend like this isn't going to please the coach or the front office. He's been a little more focused on other parts of his game, and rebounding is something he needs to put more emphasis on. And I'm sure they've talked to him about it.
Nets trail by 8. Williams on the wing, pulls it from the corner. He squares up and sinks it.
Unselfish basketball. That's what coaches love to see.
Here's Joseph. It's good. And he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A three-point play opportunity. First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. The Nets have gone 2 of 5 in this third quarter. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
Thank you, guys. The league is hoping for more competition for the All-Star game, and one idea to motivate the players is more prize money for the winning team. It worked for the Emirates Cup. The All-Star festivities drive revenues and publicity for the league, so those that are advancing this suggestion say, put some money on it. Guys, back to you.
All right, Allie. Thanks a lot.
Willing passers, unselfish play. You have to appreciate this kind of offense.
Williams on the wing. Lots of room. That one goes in.
Well-placed pass in the hands of a guy ready to attack.
And it's Giddey with the ball for Chicago. Holmes, no good.
Oh, this is exactly the kind of opportunity you don't want to waste.
And out of bounds, it'll be Chicago ball. And with some time here, let's see which teams have been terrors in transition over the last month of play. Number 1, the Bulls.
They've done a great job using their defense to create for them on offense. Turn it over against this team, and you're going to be in trouble.
Here's Dimon. Giddey defends. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair.
First personal foul.
Brooklyn shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in this game. Clowney, he's checked in for Brooklyn. Abaji comes in for Williams, and so he hits both.
You really don't even have to watch him at the line. Just listen for the net.
Right wing. And a bit of a battle for the ball, and the officials signal a jump ball here. And so here is Chicago. Back to Giddey. Launches it. The rebound by the Nets.
Fantastic perimeter defense. His coaches and teammates have to appreciate this kind of effort.
Yeah, and it's really hard to stay connected to shooters out there. And even harder to contest the shot without foul.
And just a lack of fight right now on the defensive end.
Right? At least on that slam it was. That's one way to let a team back in the game.
Yeah, but also credit the offense there. That's making a play when you really need it, and they need more of those.
Here's Dimon. Rebounded by Lyles. Lyles has got 4 rebounds now. Joseph passes to Giddey. That one's good from the corner. And the Bulls lead by 7.
Look, if Giddey can be a consistent off-ball threat, watch out.
A minute 53 left to play in the third. To the inside, Claxton banked it in off the glass. Claxton's got his first bucket in this one.
In a tight game, they wanted to make sure of that possession.
Timeout called here. Chicago decides to talk it over.
You could really see his squad was losing steam. Smart timeout to give them a breather.
Saraf, he's checked in for Brooklyn. Then for Chicago, Tice comes in for Holmes, and it's Morris in for Giddey. Three-pointer, Buzelis knocks down the long J. Buzelis has got 7 points.
And with a smooth shot like that, I expect Buzelis to hit a ton of three-pointers during his career.
On up the court, and it's Tice missing. Nets trail by 8. Pass to Abaji. Shots blocked, and they'll get another chance. Here's Clowney. Second shot opportunity, and it's off the back of the rim. No good.
With the defense absent, that was a great opportunity, but no go.
Here's Tice. It's not going to go for him.
Man, coach is going to have a few words with him after that shot.
Yeah, that definitely wasn't the shot they were looking for. You got to keep the ball moving in that situation.
Now here's Morris. Out left to the wing. Back to Joseph. Out to the right wing. Three-pointer, Buzelis drops in the 3. Buzelis has got 6 points in the quarter.
Yeah, this demonstrates how confident Buzelis is. He knows he can be lethal off the catch.
9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. There's the drive. Count it. Good. He has 6.
Well, after that tough first half, you hoped he'd find his way to bounce back and get things going here in the second.
Three-pointer, no good. In transition, here comes Brooklyn.
An aggressive move to a strong finish.
Yeah, and getting out in transition allows for some easy points before that defense is fully set.
He got it up in time, but it would not fall for him. And so it's Chicago, closing out this quarter with a 7-point lead. Appearing in control, but could still use a little more of a push to feel totally comfortable in this one. Back after this. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist to the game.
This is the definition of team chemistry. I love to see this kind of communication and connection between teammates leading to the perfect pass.
Well, it's one of the core parts of the game. Reading the defense and creating an easy bucket for your teammate. That is pretty.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this fourth quarter. On the court for Chicago, we've got Anthony Simons. Buzelis out there with Daniel Tice. Then it's Monte Morris, and it's Holmes in at the center position.
You wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the glass.
Here's Wolf. It's good. Chicago leading by 3. On the wing, Simons fires for 3. Offensive rebound. Three-pointer. Sinks the tray.
Lackluster defense, showing no desire to chase shooters off that line.
A little over a minute of the fourth quarter gone now. Williams up top. He's covered by Simons. Tries a 9-footer, and the Nets tack on 2 more. And so Simons will bring it up for the Chicago Bulls. They've led by as many as 11. Back to Tice. Chicago passing it around to the left wing. Pass to Holmes. Shot clock at 5. Here's Buzelis. There's Simons with a 3, and he's now 6 for 11 after that one.
Well, they have leaned on him offensively with good reason. Efficiency will help you win a lot of games.
And Monte Morris is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul. Brooklyn making a switch here. Sharp's checked in. And a change for the Bulls. Josh Giddey's checked in for Morris. Here's Minot. And the call is going to be, yes, an illegal screen.
Well, the league has put an emphasis to crack down on illegal screens.
Yeah, and yet we still see it a lot. It's a tough thing to police.
Now here's Giddey. Off target with the 3. Here's Traoré. Pass to Wolf. And here's Sharp. Williams from long range. Goes back up. And the play by Sharp as he finishes it off for 2.
Have to take care of the defensive boards better than that.
Yeah, they need to pay attention to the details. Second chance points are backbreakers.
And it's Giddey missing.
And look, he's had an off night, but it won't matter as long as they hold on to this lead.
Williams misses.
Another miss. At some point, they need to tap someone else for a boost offensively.
Over to the left wing. 3-pointer, Buzelis. Brooklyn pulls it in. Sharp's got rebound number 11.
Yeah, he...
Oh my goodness!
Out.
Fired at home!
Oh, indeed.
Nice.
Oh, save that for the dunk contest. That flush was so extra.
Whether or not this game is close, he's the same guy, focused on finishing firm at the rim. Thanks to AT&T for that fantastic look from their connected cam. Nets trail by 3. Here's Sharp. And there it is for him.
The second chance points are all about a lack of effort defensively. Those buckets would drive me nuts.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over.
Yeah, hoping to tap into something that'll get them clicking.
Yeah, they just have to be more patient. Less forcing and more passing.
And one of our featured players tonight earns our Player of the Game award, Matas Buzelis.
Yeah, and it's not surprising. He's really going at the defense inside throughout the entire game. It's just showing the D no mercy whatsoever. They constantly were feeding him the ball, clearing out, and letting him do his thing.
Demon, he's checked in for Brooklyn. Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Hey guys, Billy Donovan was just reviewing the plan with his team. Coach asked his team, can anyone knock down a 3? Reminding them three-point shooting will open up the floor, make things easier in the half-court offense. Everyone loves making 3s. Missing? Not so much. Guys?
Thanks for that, Allie. And so here is Chicago after the basket by Brooklyn. The shot's good on the assist by Giddey. Giddey's got his 4th assist in this one.
Here in the second half, they're really focused on stretching the floor.
Yeah, and where has the defense been? They've been content to let them fire away. They've got to close out to the arc.
Here's Knox, and that's making their last shot. Off the mark there with a 3. 1:22 left to play in the 4th. Here's Williams. Rebounded by Lyles. Lyles has got 6 rebounds in the game. Giddey passes to Lyles. Here's Holmes, guarded by Sharp. Here's Knox. And it's all from 3-point range. Nets trail by 3. Right side, Williams. Money!
There is absolutely no fear in his eyes. He loves the moment.
Yeah, and I can say from experience, his coach just breathed a huge sigh of relief.
The shot by Buzelis is no good.
Yeah, you wonder what is he thinking right now. He's not shooting the ball well, and shots like that only hurt his team more.
Pass to Knox. Here's Buzelis. Here's the 3. Oh, he buries it from outside.
Coming down the stretch, they've leaned on the perimeter game.
Well, if you're looking to get points in a hurry as the game clock's running down, that's certainly the way to do it.
Timeout called. Brooklyn. They're behind by 4. 27 seconds left in the game. Anthony Simons, he's checked in for Chicago. About 3 seconds between the shot clock and the game clock. Pass to Dimon. Good ball movement here by Brooklyn. Williams from long range. And it's Giddey with a rebound. And they committed intentional foul. We'll see another one of those, so they get into the penalty.
Yeah, no, you had to do that. I mean, you can't allow them to dribble out the top.
And that's an intentional foul.
First personal foul. Team second.
He hits the first one, and that puts him up 5.
Anthony Simons. Shooting 2.
Second one is good, getting both at the line. And it's a 6-point ball game.
Hey, talk about a cool customer. icing this one with some clutch free throws.
Brooklyn calls timeout. They're losing by 6. 11 seconds left in the game. Your thoughts, guys?
They need to answer fast.
Yeah, and if they can get a decent look from 3, that's the shot to take. Not a lot of time to work with.
Until they foul intentionally.
Third personal foul. Third team foul.
Good on the first, and that makes it a 7-point lead.
Anthony Simons.
And he hits both free throws here, and it's an 8-point ball game. There's 6 seconds left to play in the fourth. So the Bulls